All right, this is the next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions, continuing our Saturday night's main event review series. Saturday night's main event 35. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank, and let's jump into this. This is not exactly the best one of the lot. Hell, I'm not even putting this in the top 34 or whatever. This is what, number 35? This one was a bad one. I'm sorry to say. I'm going to lay that out right now.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, once again, it was bordering a pay-per-view. They did this on August 13th, 2007. Aired it on the 18th of August. This was actually done after the Monday Night Raw had gone off the air the previous week. And this was 9 days from prior to SummerSlam in at Madison Square Garden. About 16,827 on hand. So let's get into it. They started it off with the whole, they had the whole storyline of Vince McMahon's illegitimate child,
Yeah.
which was the dumbest storyline I have ever seen Vince ever do.
It was pretty bad.
And yeah, this one was, of course, Jonathan Coachman has all his information, and then he thinks it's him because Vince mentioned somebody in Kansas City, and oh my, the fact that he made his probably his real life into a storyline here. I bet Linda was really
Yeah.
enjoying this one,
Yeah. God.
and this was bad. And then of course we go to find out later on that it was Hornswoggle of
Yeah.
all people. I mean, this was just really bad. But let's get into it. The opening match was Batista and Kane versus
Mhm.
Finley and the World Heavyweight Champion, the Great Khali. Edge was injured. Khali won a battle royal to become the World Heavyweight Champion. He will be facing Batista at SummerSlam. Was actually a pretty good match from what I remember. This match itself wasn't bad. I
It
mean,
was
I like the tag team of Batista and Kane.
Mhm.
Finley has the feud with Kane. With he's got the bruised ribs. Finley hitting him with the shillelagh. It's funny that they used Hornswoggle as a battering ram on Khali in this one when Hornswoggle tried to get involved. Batista used the Batista bomb on Finley and gets the pin. Obviously, he's not going to get really that much time in there with Khali
Right. They
as
don't.
as they got a date at SummerSlam. But I mean, it was an 8.5 minute match. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst one of the night. That's actually the main event. Uh, so following that, right before they went to commercial break, Vince was in the back with Coach once again, wondering who his child was. From there, they did a segment with MVP with Evander Holyfield. Later on, Evander Holyfield would be doing a boxing match against Matt Hardy because MVP was quote unquote injured and couldn't face
Yeah.
Matt Hardy. And this was, I'll get into it then. This was a ridiculous line of things that they did between MVP and Matt Hardy rather than just have a damn wrestling match. So finally, Vince and Coach get in the ring and they're trying to locate the child. Coach trying to figure out who it is. He said he had narrowed it down to possibly three choices.
Mhm.
First one that comes out is Eugene. Oh my God. And I love Eugene's story. He goes, my uncle Eric said you screwed my mom, and that's the reason why he got in the wrestling business and wanted to put you out of business. I'm like, okay, that's funny. Um, yeah, I like that. I like what Vince said. There's no way he could be my child. I didn't do it with my cousin.
Yeah, I mean, Vince's facial expressions were funny, like the way he looked at
Yeah, that
he
was
looked at
about it.
Eugene was funny. But this segment just dragged.
It did, and
Dragged.
especially the next one, they bring out Melina,
Yeah.
who they pretty much admit on camera that they've done their thing, and she's like, "If I find out I'm your daughter, I'm going to sue you for everything I
Yeah.
got." And then finally, of all people to bring out, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! And then Austin, is having a time of it. He goes, "Yeah, we can have one beer and then two beer, three beer." Pappy, he's doing all that. Bottom line, he stuns Coach, low blows Vince twice to make sure this
Mhm.
doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Has a bunch of beers, gets Vince up, has a toast with him for old time's sake, and stuns Vince
Tons
McMahon.
of them. See
So
you.
exactly, this segment is over and done with.
Thank God.
Yeah, seriously. Our next match was actually there was a series of matches. This was the third in their set between WWE Champion John Cena and Carlito. Um, The last match, Carlito got the victory over Cena due to number one contender Randy Orton's interference. So this was actually a very quick match. Cena didn't waste any time. STFU and gets the pin in just about 5 minutes. The interesting part of this match was the after effect when Randy Orton came down and
Yeah,
pretty much RKO'd him through a chair.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where Randy Orton's vicious character started in 2008 and went on from there. And I actually loved this character.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
The only thing I didn't like is he lost way too much weight during it, and he looked like a skinny nothing, as opposed to what he looked like prior to that.
Yeah,
But
it's probably for it's probably off of a certain substance.
yeah, that he got bad. I think around this time was his first suspension,
Yeah. So
and yeah, so but yeah, that was actually a pretty good segment between the two. That's obviously, like I said, setting up SummerSlam between Cena and Orton, one of
mhm.
what 15 pay-per-views that these guys would have over their career, and
Yeah.
people are still demanding at least one
No,
more.
no, I'm not demanding that.
I'm not even if Orton is able to come back, I'd say great. Just don't fight John Cena, and this is a big if for Randy Orton at this point. So following this little segment, Josh Grisham interviewed Randy Orton, who in fact was asking Orton what was going on. Orton said he's got to do what he's got to do. He's the number one contender. He's going to take Cena out. So now we're on to our next encounter. Now, a little earlier, prior to this, MVP's trying to tell Vander Holyfield what to do. Like, all of a sudden he's a boxing
He's
coach.
ordering him.
Well, you can pretty much tell where this is going later on.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny that Michael Buffer is there. You don't really see him in the WWE ring.
Nitro days and WCW.
Exactly. That's what we were used to.
Yeah.
There's no Hogan, there's no Goldberg here. We got Matt Hardy and four-time world heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield, one of the all-time greats. And the fact is that they're going to actually do this. You could tell that Holyfield was holding back. I mean, he had to.
Well,
Matt Hardy's
obviously.
Matt Hardy's not a boxer here.
Yeah, like
even the little jab and Hardy was
he was
out.
extra careful. He was very careful.
Yeah, not only to not hurt Hardy, but not to hurt himself because he has an upcoming title match coming up in Russia that he has to prepare for. So you obviously don't want to get hurt doing this skit. It's funny that MVP constantly is getting up on the apron, directing him, Evander Holyfield, what to do. Now, when I said that these guys have gone on a few months of skits that it's just pointless without having a match, I mean, they had on pay-per-views, they had Chicago pizza eating contests, arm wrestling matches, boxing matches, all of this stuff. Just so, and then MVP and Matt Hardy win the tag titles at one point. Also, that Matt Hardy won't get in the ring with MVP. This was dragged out way too long. And so it was in round 2 that MVP gets into the ring, gets in Holyfield's face, and Holyfield knocks him out.
That's it. That was it.
Yep. Ruled a no contest. He goes over. He hugs Matt Hardy, leaves the ring. Hardy's over there smiling at MVP, but also trying to pick up his teeth. And he exits the ring. So for our main event, Taz had come down to do commentary for this one with Michael Cole, Jim Ross, and JBL because it's an ECW match.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
the reunion, the Taz and Michael Cole reunion.
Yeah, after he had said something, he goes, "Oh yeah, we only been together for 3 years."
Yeah.
And of course Ross and Cole are always good together because I really believe those two did not like each other. I think Ross did not like Michael Cole. You can always get that vibe every time he came out.
I'm not sure.
Maybe because Cole took over Ross as the big. I don't know. I always got that vibe every time they came out, and he always felt like he was so cold to him when he said something to him. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You had CM Punk and the Boogeyman versus ECW champion John Morrison and Big Daddy V. And ECW is just riding high at this point, boys. And a new look Boogeyman, by the way. That wasn't his real. Yeah. He kind of did something new with his face there. Chock full of, he's chock full of worms there. Definitely, the whole damn ring was covered in them, which was ridiculous. this was a quick match. CM Punk rolled up Morrison for the pin. That's about the only way he was getting over on Morrison because Morrison, since Morrison winning the ECW title for the next few months, would always get over on Punk, unfortunately. And so, I mean, this match wasn't.
So he loses at the
It was
pay-per-view,
crap.
right? He loses
Yes.
at the pay-per-view, yeah. So the curse
Yeah.
of if you beat the guy before the pay-per-view in a tag team match, you're not gonna get the title. Like the curse continues.
Yep. He finally does get over on Morrison. Finally, he's got his last attempt. He does beat him for the
Yeah.
ECW title. But this is the re-gimmick Johnny Nitro. They moved into John
Yeah.
Morrison, and
Yeah.
because
So
remember at the last pay-per-view,
yeah.
Morrison had gotten added into the
Mhm.
match. Punk's opponent wasn't there. So I mean, overall, this wasn't a really good Saturday Night Main Event. I could see why we only got one more following
Thank
this.
God. Thank God they pulled the plug.
And it's always right around a pay-per-view, so you always got to be
Well,
nervous. Are they going to hurt themselves before
well,
they
they're
get
not.
into their match?
Yeah, but I mean, they fight on Raw before pay-per-views, so I mean, it's not much of a difference.
I know.
Either way,
He was a
this was
stinker.
a stinker. So
This
yeah,
was a WCW Thunder,
yeah, seriously. But yeah, basically it was. So thank God there's only one more, and we'll review it. So
and that one only had 3 matches.
thank God. Yeah. So well, you guys let us know what you think about this Stink Fest. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.
Take care.